Natural Transformations coming to you guys August 25th. My online video product that I'm actually releasing on Udemy. Growing up, actually, my family was really poor. And I don't know why I've been thinking about this lately, because it kind of just occurred to me. I was like, holy shit, my family was poor growing up. I never really realized that. And like they were like lucky. My parents were really hardworking, and they were like really blessed because they had a lot of friends and people supporting them. But I remember one Christmas, I think I was like fucking 10, and I wake up so excited to open my Christmas presents, and I had a pair of slippers and a hockey card, and I'm not even remotely interested in hockey. They were hockey slippers too. And I was kind of just like, what the fuck is this? And my parents were like, oh my God, aren't you so excited? Yay. And like, I wasn't excited, and they know I wouldn't be excited. And years later, I only realized like, my parents were broke as fuck.
Yeah, seriously.
They were fucking poor. And even my entire childhood, I got picked on very heavily. I'm a small guy. And growing up, I was always the shortest one in the class, and it's fucked up, man. I was like this fucking kid who wanted to kill myself. I was like 10 years old. I remember walking into my kitchen, seeing a fucking knife, and thinking I could just end my life because this fucking cunt, Philip, used to fucking pick on me every single day. You know what's funny is right now I'm actually friends with Philip.
Really?
I grew into like this amazing person. One day he hit me up, and he's like, bro, you got girls now. You're a cool fucking dude now.
Yeah.
Come to my party. And I ended up bringing a bunch of girls to this party, and we used to throw parties together, and we became good friends.
Wicked.
And it was very different than me growing up with him as a child, where it's like he couldn't pick on me anymore because I filtered out the weaknesses, right? Growing up, I had no friends, broke as fuck. I never got an allowance. I had no money. I wasn't able to go on the school trips because my parents couldn't afford it. We would have like these pizza lunches and hot dog lunches, and I knew not even to ask my parents because I didn't want them to say like, oh, sorry, son, we can't afford it.
Yeah.
Even though it was only like $3,
yeah.
Right? And just like how much I got fucking bullied and picked on. My self-esteem was fucking so bad, dude.
They'll come at you for it.
You know what's funny is I was telling you about how I threw this party the other day on Thursday, and this girl Jessica shows up to it. And I was talking to Jessica about how I asked her out in 8th grade. She was the first girl I ever asked out.
Yeah.
I walk up to her. Actually, I spent all the money I had. I only had about $25 saved up. No, sorry, it was $15. I had $15 saved up, and I was fucking socially retarded. So I thought if I asked out a girl, I have to get her like a gift.
Yeah.
So I went to this like jewelry store, and I was like, "What's the cheapest thing you got?" I lied to them. I didn't want to tell them I'm just asking out a girl because I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
I told them it's for my girlfriend, and I only have $15. So they gave me like this little shitty necklace, and she's like $25. But I didn't have $25. All I had was $15, and it was all the money I had. I spent it on this necklace. And I spent about 2 weeks building up the courage to walk up to Jessica during lunchtime and ask her out. And eventually I did it. I ballsed up. I fucking did it. I thought about it every day, nonstop. I walked up to her, and I was like, hey, Jessica, do you want to go out with me? And she actually brought it up. We were chatting about it the other day, and it was super awkward. I just did like this little like swirl under. I'm like, do you want to go out with me? She's like, no. And I just like walk around, and I was traumatized. I was fucking traumatized, dude. And I spent all my money on this like gift for her. And it's like, oh my God, what the fuck? And yeah, it's like some shit that happens when you're 13 years old, but it fucking traumatizes you.
Yeah, man.
It literally traumatizes you. And funny enough, I've been working on myself for years, actually, longer than I even got into game. I didn't know what game was. I would just push myself socially, force myself to chat with people. I had my first girlfriend at 15. Even then, I just wanted a girlfriend. She was like the ugliest fucking girl in the fucking school. I'm not exaggerating. I know this one dude who told me, Justin, you're dating that girl Alex? Dude, I guess you should take what you can get. And it only lasted 2 weeks, and then she dumped me over Facebook. And she was disgusting. I never even kissed her, right? And then my first kiss was like when I was like binge drinking when I was like fucking 16 or 17. And like some girl fucking kissed me because she was super drunk. And I was like passing out, and she walks up to me and just grabs my face and kisses me. And I didn't even remember it. It came back in a flashback to me months later. I was like, holy shit, that girl kissed me.
Man, that happened.
And it happened another time. And then one day, so I remember it was prom actually. My prom day, I somehow landed a cute prom date. Really cute prom date. Just because we were friends. She didn't like me. Again, I hadn't really had any real relationships. No, I was still a virgin. It was the 12th grade, and I spent all my money on prom. I had about $1,000 saved up from like summer jobs from 2 years. I spent about $800 of $1,000. $800 out of $1,000 on prom. I bought my prom date's ticket, paid for her limo, paid for so much shit, all the alcohol and stuff. My prom date tried to make out with my friend at prom.
Hey, man, you put it down.
dude, that was fucked. All this shit just fucked me up, man. It was just so fucked up. And I was broke as shit. All the money I had, I ended up spending it on fucking girls. And I was just like, I'm a fucking retard.
Chase and tail, man. What can I say?
And nothing good came of it. And I remember actually that night at prom, it was like one of the first times I ever took a right action. You know what? Even landing that girl, that prom date girl, it was a result of me pushing my comfort zone, but not in the same way I do now.
Yeah.
And I can honestly, like, if you ask when did I start or where did I start, it's about 3.5 years ago. If I remember the day, it was like May 17th, 2013, right? And that was my day of prom, where at the after party, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm tired of being the nice guy. I'm tired of being a passive little pussy fuck. I'm going to put myself first. I'm going to be the person I want to be. And this girl I was friends with actually walked up to me, and my prom date passed out because she's too fucking drunk. I was actually being responsible, taking care of all my friends.
Yeah.
And I was just a fucking 17-year-old kid, right? And I fucking call her prom date's sister to pick her up. And I'm like, you know what, we're friends. I'm not going to be a dick, but I was upset she tried to kiss my friend. But what am I going to say, right? I don't fucking understand my girlfriend. And she's a person. She just wants to make out something. She can make out something, right? So anyway, this fucking other girl walks up to me and says, bye, Justin. And I just say, goodbye, kiss. And she grabs me and we just start fucking making out. And I was like, holy shit. And that was like probably my first real kiss.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I met up with that girl, conscious effort. And I don't know where all this confidence came from, but I had this like insanely like delusional sense of confidence. I fucking made out with her again. The next night, went out to another party, met some random girl, made out with her. A couple days later, I landed a date. I was actually messaging this girl, and I fucking ended up on a date with her.
Yeah.
A few weeks pass, and yearbooks come out. We're done exams and everything, and my prom date writes in my yearbook, you sucked as a prom date, have a great summer. And I literally took that girl I was on a date with, that first date. She's like my first date ever.
Yeah.
And I took her kind of behind my prom date's house, even though it's a different girl, and I fucked her on the grass behind my prom date's house because it was an isolated area, but kind of as a giant fuck you because I was tired of being that stupid little passive fuck. And I eventually came to the conclusion that literally all my childhood, all my bullying, all the trauma, all the bullshit, it was my fault. Me letting people walk over me, it was my fault. Me letting people tell me I'm not good enough, I'm a loser, was my fault. This fucking kid, Brandon, who used to pick on me for years, and I would just let it happen because it was like the one person who'd give me attention and kind of act like my friend, but also act like a fucking asshole and make me want to literally kill myself. I was okay with it. And because I was okay with it, it would continue. And at the end of the day, all that bullshit was my fault.
It started changing though, right? You know what I mean?
And then I started changing.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is, man.
And like, what's my life like now? I travel the world.
Yeah.
I teach guys how to pick up girls in the best nightclubs in the world. I have the connections all over the place. I live in this beautiful fucking condo on the lake. On the motherfucking lake. I live in a condo on the lake. I started seeing, I date models. I literally like only fucking date models or girls who are equivalent. So right now, I'm seeing and possibly falling in love with this beautiful gymnastics teacher who's been doing gymnastics for 18 years, and her body is so fit, she's so sexy and flexible. And actually my natural buddies, who never approve of any of my girlfriends, they never approve of any girls I ever date, they were like, dude, don't fuck this one up. She's a fucking 10. Don't fuck it up. And oh my God, I'm seeing this beautiful girl. I have orgies. I literally threw a party the other day. I ended up with 4 girls sucking my dick that night, right? I live off my passions and my business. I live with my best fucking friends. And at any given moment, I can just do what the fuck I want. I go travel the world. I can seriously do what I want. I'm financially stable. I'm happy. And I can literally walk on the street right fucking now and talk and have the confidence knowing I can talk to fucking anybody and be completely comfortable and in control of the situation and not give a fuck about what anyone thinks of me.
It's about being you, man. That's ultimately what it is.
It's fully about being you.
For me,
it's fully about me being me. It's fully about you being you.